Lately, I've been having a lot of conversations about how to take back your power and become fully sovereign. We all want more freedom, more flexibility, and more space to show up as who we really are in this world, who we came to become. Authenticity, sovereignty, authority over your own life is in one way or another what we're all seeking. But how do we get there? That's the key question. This step towards becoming and towards remembering. Especially in a society that's designed to keep us small. It's designed to keep us obedient, blind, and asleep. How can you step forward and reclaim your full personal power in this environment? So in this video, we're diving into the concept of sovereignty, including why you've struggled to feel fully free and how to finally take back the reins on your life, especially this year, 2025. Before we dive in, let me reintroduce myself. My name is Patricia Ferreira. I'm a success catalyst for women who want more out of life. If you're ready to wake up, step up, and become who you're really meant to be during this lifetime, you're in the right place and welcome. So where do we start? Sovereignty is about freedom, yes, of course, but it's also about owning every single choice you make in your life, your work, and your relationships. You can't get free until you take ownership and responsibility for your direction and for your own path in life. This isn't about blame, shame, guilt. It's about agency. Self-agency. Agency starts with self-awareness. You cannot be sovereign if you don't know yourself. You can't be the leader of your own life if you're outsourcing your decisions to society's norms, old conditioning, and someone else's version of success. In my book, Awaken Your Codes of Self-Love, we deep dive into the idea of self-awareness as the first step towards loving yourself fully, towards shattering your limiting beliefs and taking back your power once and for all. I'm going to drop the link of my book in the description so you can get a peek. But this is more about now. Here's a quick overview to get you started to make self-awareness a practice, right? This is about getting neutral and taking off the blindfolds. It's about opening your eyes to what's really happening around you and recognizing what's in it for you and how this is happening for you, right? The good, the bad, the ugly is always about growing you and helping you to sometimes move upwards and forward through these nudges, right? You can step into your higher self. So I think what I'm trying to say in very short is that it's about getting devoted to self-awareness, and every time we're able to transform an experience and shift our consciousness and our belief, we grow. So let's imagine that this is your Garden of Eden moment. This is you biting into the apple, choosing self-knowledge and self-leadership over blindly being led by the powers to be. Right? Sovereignty is about knowing who you are, what you want, and making decisions from a place of alignment, not fear, obligation, or expectations. And here's the hard truth. Most of us spend years, sometimes decades, living on autopilot, just by default, choosing goals that aren't even ours. We follow the rules, we play the roles, we put on the masks, and wake up one day wondering why we feel so disconnected from ourselves and so far from a life that's fulfilling, satisfying, and full. Does this sound familiar? Yeah. The truth is, if you've ever felt like your life is happening to you instead of for you, that's a sign you've given away your power and your sovereignty. This is something that I experienced in my own life. I spent years playing the role of the nice girl, the good girl, the responsible daughter. I was an overachiever, the obedient wife, and an all-giving mother, right? Consumed by mom guilt. But deep down, I was dying inside. My inner fire was burning out. I literally looked like a success and felt like a failure. This was a full awakening for me. To make the long story short, my marriage ended, my mother passed away, my kids were getting older, and they didn't really need me as much, and I was questioning my own identity and purpose in life. My clarity was hard won, and it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be that way for you. It's not about struggle. Your life doesn't have to go to shambles for you to say, enough of this, I'm done, and move up into a higher trajectory. Your first step is simply admitting that you aren't satisfied. Saying that out loud, acknowledging that, it just gives you a certain power in powerful action. It's an instant loosening of the chains. When you know who you are and what you want, you stop making decisions based on fear and external pressure. You start living in alignment with your truth, and that clarity, it spills into every area of your life. In your relationships, clarity, confidence, sovereignty looks like setting boundaries and refusing to settle for less than you deserve. In your career, it could look like pursuing work that you love, that lights you up, not just the work that pays the bills. And in your personal life, it looks like creating a vision for your future that feels true to you, not someone else's checklist. So, self-awareness is the foundation. It is the thing that has to happen first. Without it, you're just guessing. You're just improvising. So to help you start taking action, here are a few specific changes you can make this week, right now, to choose self-awareness and clarity and confidence and courage. Audit your life. Ask yourself, where am I? Where am I giving my power away? What parts of my life feel aligned and what feels out of sync? Also, reconnect to your truth. Spend time alone, journal, meditate, do whatever you need to tune out the noise and tune into your inner voice. Embrace radical responsibility. Sovereignty means owning your choices. Past, present, future, blaming no one, and empowering yourself to move forward and make better decisions. And lastly, act from alignment. When you're clear of who you are, you start making decisions that reflect that clarity. In the beginning, it could feel uncomfortable, but this is your year to reclaim your sovereignty, your authenticity, your spiritual inheritance from a personal and professional and even soul scale. Now is the time to stop outsourcing your power and start leading your life from a place of deep self-awareness and alignment. So let's make this a dialogue. Let's talk about it. Please drop in the comment below, what is one of your life areas where you're ready to take your power back? Just one life area where you're ready to take your power back. And if you're ready to deep dive into this work, here are a few additional steps that you can take. First of all, hit subscribe so you can be sure to never miss a video. This year, we're pushing boundaries and we're getting radically honest about what it means to take your life back and what it means to step into your highest trajectory. You don't want to miss this. Secondly, grab a copy of my book, Awaken Your Codes of Self-Love. This is a great starting point to shift your relationship with yourself and start taking your power back. Now, the third step is you can download a copy of my workbook. It's called What Behaviors Are Driving Your Boss Lady Persona. I'm going to put the link below. It's a soul inventory where you can unveil the behaviors and beliefs driving your life. This is your year, sister. Your year to be bold, to be clear, and to create a life that feels like yours. Let's do this together. I'm here to support you every step of the way. I love you, and I can't wait to see you again next week.